Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Wednesday, the 9th of December 2020, and we're looking at providing our normal midweek update, which is a shortened version of our gold and silver weekly update, normally published on Saturday. So let's take a look as to what's been going on in the markets today. Now, before we look at how well or otherwise markets and precious metals have performed, just a quick reminder that earlier today we published a video entitled Gold Forecast to Rise to $2,300 in 2021, where we discussed an article published highlighting a number of commentators, banks and financial institutions stating where they feel and felt where gold would actually rest or rise to or fall to in 2021. And we saw some difference in opinion between them, ranging anything from just below $1,900 all the way up to $2,300. And this evening on the Richard and Greg channel, we published a video entitled Boris Johnson Flies to Brussels to Last-Ditch Negotiations with the European Union. And on Sunday, the first in our series of Bitcoin versus gold and silver. And we've placed links to all three of these in the description box below, just in case you haven't had an opportunity to watch or listen to them. Anyway, back to today. Well, it's not been a great day for gold and silver. Gold is currently standing at $1,840, which is down some $31 today, or 1.7%. And silver currently standing at $23.97, down 13 cents, or a fall of 0.5%. The positive news, though, is that gold is approximately at the same level it closed last Friday, but silver is down 25 cents since then. But it did, after all, perform well last week. So this now gives us a gold to silver ratio of just shy of 77-1. Now, equity markets in the United States are also down, though only marginally. The Dow Jones is down 105 at 30,068. The S&P 500 is down 29 at 3,672, and the Nasdaq is down 243 at 12,338. Oil prices are marginally up today, with Brent crude at $49.02 and WTI crude at $45.71. And the dollar index is marginally up at 91.03. But it is very marginal. It's just 0.07 points up on the day. Now, we've had a smattering of economic news these past few days, but nothing really to shout home about. And in any case, the more important jobless claims figures will be out tomorrow. And this may or may not affect markets, depending, of course, on how far from expectations they end up being, though we expect them to be marginally disappointing. What is worth reporting is that the labour market reported that job openings were down in the first week of December, leading to what analysts call a risk-off day. But later today, 49 states' attorney generals and the FTC sued Facebook, leading to a broad sell-off in riskier assets, which is why we've seen the equity markets fall since. So, we have gold being supported roughly at the 10-day moving average of around 1826, with resistance at 1877. And with the MACD suggesting consolidation, which really is a repeat of what we stated last Saturday. And if you haven't listened to that video, we've also placed a link to that in the description box below. So there are no surprises so far. Silver failed to surpass the $24.60 resistance level and is currently, at least for now, settling below the 50 EMA, which is $24.15. What is interesting is that both gold and silver have fallen even though US dollar strength has not materialized. And these are just sort of scant, admittedly, but telltale signs to watch out for. The danger for silver, particularly right now, is that if gold should break support levels and head for 1815, which is seen as the next real support strength, it may even go down to 1800, which would be a very significant support level. Then we will see silver fall back into the $22 area, as we suspect that the gold to silver ratio will hold at 77 or even may move up to 78 or 79. So for silver to gain positive traction, it needs to surpass this $24.60 level and then move on to 25, which is seen as the next form of resistance, and hold above it. Though, quite frankly, it's beginning to seem unlikely that this will happen in the last 2 days of the week. But let's just see what happens with the jobs report first, and also the results of Congress's financial stimulus package, which, if announced, should provide some support for precious metal prices, unless, of course, less is delivered than markets have factored in. Now, sterling has been weak of late because of the rather lack of progress of a satisfactory deal with the European Union, and this evening Prime Minister Boris Johnson began a crisis meeting over dinner in Brussels with the EU's chief executive. Hours after warning the bloc it must make concessions to clinch a Brexit trade deal and avoid a turbulent year-end breakup. Now, Reuters reported just an hour ago, and we'll quote them literally, fears of a chaotic no-deal finale to the 5-year Brexit crisis were running high as Johnson arrived for talks with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. The European Union and Britain have cast the meeting as a chance to break an impasse in negotiations, but both acknowledge there is a danger that no trade deal will be in place when Britain finally leaves the bloc's orbit on the 31st of December. EU diplomats said there was little chance a deal would be agreed over dinner, and the most likely outcome was that they would agree to keep negotiating in a race against time. Ursula von der Leyen said to Johnson, using a French term for let's go, after they had greeted each other and taken masks off for photographs. Alonzo Johnson replied, as they headed off for dinner on an upper floor of the star-shaped 1960s modernist Berlaymont building, headquarters of the European Commission. Earlier, Johnson said Brussels wanted Britain to comply with new EU laws in the future, or be automatically punished, and was insisting it give up sovereign control over its fishing waters. I don't believe that those are terms that any Prime Minister of this country should accept, he told the British Parliament to cheers from lawmakers in his Conservative Party. Johnson said a good deal could still be done if the EU scrapped its demands, but Britain would prosper with or without a trade deal, a phrase he repeated as he left for Brussels, unquote. And the Richard and Greg video that we published today actually covers this very issue. Now, with regards to equity markets, Reuters also reported literally half an hour or maybe an hour ago, quote, all three major US stock indexes ended lower, with the Nasdaq down 1.9% and leading the day's losses. Shares of Facebook among the biggest drags on the S&P 500 and Nasdaq fell 1.9% after the US Federal Trade Commission, and nearly every US state sued the social media company on Wednesday, saying it broke antitrust laws and should potentially be broken up. Investors were awaiting news on further US economic relief as the coronavirus pandemic continued to take its toll on the economy. US Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said lawmakers were still looking for a path towards an agreement on COVID-19 aid as the House of Representatives prepared to vote on a one-week funding bill to provide more time for a deal. We had a pretty nice boost in the morning on speculation that we might get a new package, but it's kind of an on again and off again thing, said Randy Frederick, Vice President of Trading and Derivatives for Charles Schwab in Austin. Positive news on COVID-19 vaccine development has been boosting stocks. Johnson & Johnson this week said it could obtain late-stage trial results for a single-dose vaccine in January, earlier than expected. Britain this week became the first Western nation to begin a wide vaccination campaign. However, Britain injected a note of caution, saying people with a history of significant allergic reactions responded adversely to the Pfizer vaccine. The dollar rose as stocks came under pressure in afternoon trading. The dollar gained 0.1% against a basket of currencies to 91.027. It reached an April 2018 low of 90.47 last Friday. Unquote. So, the news does not appear that great for the end of this week. But we all know markets can turn on a sixpence, as us oldies in the United Kingdom used to and still say. Anyway, that's it for now. We shall see what tomorrow brings, and for those who are interested in Bitcoin, by the way, even that is down over $600 today, and is currently standing at $18,220. If you have any comments, kindly share those thoughts below. But meanwhile, thank you so much for listening. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our channel, not forgetting to press the bell sign so you're notified of our videos as and when they are published. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative. And if so, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. Please ensure that you have subscribed to our channel and press the bell sign so that you are notified of any future videos. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe either as a free or paying member for regular email updates and offers. Disclaimer: Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.